Well, hello, my name is Garrett Maxon. This is going to be a Dragon tutorial on basic formatting. There's a lot of things that you will say to Dragon, and Dragon will write it a different way than the way that you were expecting it to, and that has to do with either the formatting or the dictionary that's created for your individual profile. So today we're going to go through different examples of what that formatting is and how it can be changed and what are the common problems that you'll run into when you're trying to say things. So I have version 11 of Dragon, and at Kaiser right now we are on version 10, so these things are going to look a little bit different, but a lot of them are the same, and I'll tell you which ones are the same, and that's pretty much the only ones we're going to go over actually. So we're going to start by loading our user profile. In this case, again, I have the tutorial profile loaded up on my computer. We have Microsoft Word open for, this is a vocabulary editor is what I've named this specific file. This is just to show examples. So we're going to go through in tools. I'm going to start off, this will also be tools in other versions, and it'll be called formatting, not auto formatting in version 10. But any formatting that's, you're looking for the term formatting options in any version. So in this version, it is only one page. In version 10, I believe it's 3 pages, and a lot of it has to do with the way things are abbreviated. Well, and here it has a very small common abbreviations, but that will go into in our dictionary editor. And in version 10, it's a words add edit list, and then in this version 11, it's a vocabulary editor is what they call it in this one. We'll go over that later. So these are the basic auto formatting things that you'll run into. One of these things is our units of measurements. When I say 2 centimeters, it will write it as, here, I'll show you, 2.0 centimeters. It'll write out the full word centimeters, as opposed to if I were to change the units to that, take that off, oops. The reason why that didn't actually is I did not press OK. So that's the way it does it if it's off. It does it fully the way that you say it, and doesn't abbreviate anything. But when we want to auto format units of measurement, 2.0 centimeters, it'll change it into the basic cm. And it'll do that with milliliters, inches, any basic types of measurement. It'll go through and change this. So if you'd like, because some people will sit there and say cm, like this, excuse me, 2.0 cm, it'll come out capitalized, and capitalized is not what we're looking for. Cm is basically the way that it's looking for us to spell stuff. So if I spelled BACK, it's going to do it all in capital letters because it thinks that we're abbreviating something. So that is one way of formatting our units of measurement, and that is a good thing to use. So centimeters, anything, it'll just break it down into a small abbreviation. I also currency codes, we don't need to worry about. Our prices, so when the prices are on, we can say $5.27, and it'll format it out that way, $5.27. And if we turn it off, it will write $5.27. $5.27, $5.27. So we'll keep that on. Times is when we're doing PM. So if this is on, it'll keep, so 6:30 PM. And if we take that off, it would write a capital, or sorry, the abbreviations at PM. I'll do that one too real quick. Times 6:30 PM, or it's not including the colon, and it's abbreviating the PM instead of capitalizing it. So that's going to be one of those. Because this is the default for this version, is why I'm showing you these things, because sometimes you might have accidentally turned them off, or Dragon may have been defaulted set differently for you. Other numbers we don't need to worry about. This is a big one. The numbers if greater than or equal to 10. This means that it will say ONE for the number 1 instead of doing 10. Or just saying and just having a 1 there. So if I do say 10, it'll write it as a 10. If I say 9, it'll write out NINE. So I'll show you this real quick. So we'll go just do that. 9, 10. So 9 and 10. Where if we change this, and if you have something where you use 2 instead of 2.0 a lot, you should move this down to 0. In fact, for all pathology and just about anybody, I recommend that you change this down. Now, when you do that, and you, for example, we like to say having 2 cassettes, or if there's 3 in cassette 3, we'd like it to say cassette THREE instead of cassette and then the number 3, and that you'll have to go back and correct it. You know, Dragon has no way of telling which one you want to have at any particular moment. It just has one set of rules. So now when I say 1, or when I say 9, 10, 10, it formats them in a number instead, because we're down to 0. So you can go up to 100, so if you say 99, it'll spell out 99. So we want to keep that at 0 typically, and the default for this is 10, so go back and look at that and make sure that's not there. Prefer 5 million, writing million over the 6 zeros. That's pretty easy. Date is spoken. This is kind of interesting. If I go through and I say today is February 10th, 2014, February 10th, 2014, it'll write it out the way I said it. February 10th, 2014. Recognizes it's the date, puts a comma in there for me too. But if you want to have it formatted a different way than you're used to speaking, you can have all these different ways of formatting it. So this one's month, day, year. We'll just for show's sake do day, month, year. And now I'll say the same thing again, February 10th, 2014, but it'll be different. February 10th, 2014. So now when I did it that time, it still took the February 10th, 2014, but it formatted it in a different way. And this may be very confusing for other people, because this might be October 2nd, 2014, which is not what we meant. So be careful with that and see that that's on there. There's all these different options on here that you can choose from, and if something's not coming out the way you want it to, this is where it is. And 2010 has the same way. Abbreviated titles we don't need to worry about. Web and email addresses just means that when you say @ or .com, it'll recognize it and it'll put the @ in for you. It won't make it as a URL and make it a hyperlink like a web page would have, but it will format the @ in there for you. Another important one is in this insert 2 spaces after period. And this we like to use in our department because it makes it a little bit easier to read. The quick brown fox, period. The quick brown fox, period. You can see that there's only 1 space here. So when you go back into here, you go auto formatting, insert 2 spaces after a period. You can do the same thing over again. The quick brown fox, period. The quick brown fox, period. We can now see that there is a double space there. It just makes it a little bit nicer, easier to read between, it's not so blocky. That's a preference thing though, and it seems to be pretty popular, so that's why I'm going over it. Other than that, this automatically add commas and periods may not be your best thing. A lot of doctors are used to saying their commas and periods when they're transcribing. I would stick away from that and just say your commas, periods. That way you know exactly what you're putting into Dragon, instead of Dragon thinking that you went for a pause and then you're really just thinking about what you wanted to say next. This is the general one for it'll take out all of this. So leave this one on and choose these as you'd like. But those are the important ones to look for if you're getting frustrated the way that Dragon is transcribing what you're saying. That is basic formatting. And my name is Garrett Maxon. Thank you very much for listening.